Hello and welcome to Global Television, and of course this is Global Morning, and it's great to be here. It's an amazing time, and it's a Sunday. It's a time for you to relax. Some people are on their way to church, or they're back from the first mass, or some of our Muslim faithfuls are home watching Jumai Manson at the moment and wondering what's it all about today. Well, it's Global Morning on Global Television, and it's great to be here today with you on a beautiful Sunday morning. And I've mentioned before, I am Jumai Manson. Now we're going to kickstart our day with a very interesting topic: language. What do you understand by language, and how does it motivate your day? How does it give you that positivity throughout the day? The first language in which you hear, the first language in your mind, the first language that comes to your heart. And I'm not doing it alone today. I'm doing it with an work-first optimization expert, not the person than Amara Ezedinu. How are you doing, Amara?
I'm very well, Jumai. Good morning. Good morning. It's so excited to be here today.
It's exciting for me to be here with you and for you to be in the studio with me today. How are you doing? It's a beautiful Sunday morning. I had to drag you here because I want you to make our day positive as possible. Now, look at this with the circumstance that's happening when it comes to a lot of people wake up with that mindset of, oh goodness, what's going to happen today when it comes to issues of the mind. How can I start my day? I don't want to face any challenges when it comes to thinking of the economy, removal of fuel subsidy, transportation, what am I going to eat today? How do I encompass that in today's language?
Thank you for that, Jumai. First of all, remember, we've been over all of those fuel subsidies and all that. Nigerians have moved on. And I encourage everybody to please keep moving every day, one day at a time. The last time we talked about beliefs, you know, how the things you hold to be true, even if there are no evidences, affect how you start.
True.
They can empower or disempower you. And today, another filter, I call them internal filters, things that are best known to you. But then you see the world through it, and you process the world through it. You process all that happens around you through this. Another is language. All right, so you wake up in the morning and you say, I'm tired. Oh, another day has started. That already drains you emotionally, drains you mentally, drains you psychologically without you knowing.
Really?
Absolutely. And if you go and check it, that day will not likely to be as productive as you would have wished it to be. Yes. So you have to start paying attention to what people say, because it's a reflection of their state of mind. It's a reflection of how they are perceiving the situation, how they are perceiving you. All right? And you want to, as you pay attention to that, first, if you're dealing with a person, it helps you to know how to deal with this person. But the first person to actually start looking to is yourself. So there's something called internal dialogue, what you discuss with yourself, by yourself, in yourself. Now, you know, somebody else is not hearing your internal dialogues. So you wake up, you're supposed to be starting your day grateful, energetic, you're bouncing out of bed and say, I can't wait to see what today brings, you know. And instead of that, you're saying to yourself, I feel like continuing my sleep. It doesn't sound negative on the surface. But if you continue your sleep the whole day, what will you sow for that day that you're likely going to reap? You wake up and say, oh, another Monday, I hate Mondays. Well, what happens with what you hate? Everything will not be attractive for you that day, and that's already setting your day wrongly. So that's just a few examples
of starting your day wrongly.
Yes, with the wrong, let me know you used wrong language, but how language can help you start your day. You know, your tongue or the words you say are like, you know, making rules for yourself. You know, if you say the wrong things, your day starts on a bad note, you will have yourself to blame. You have to hold yourself responsible.
But the truth is, Amara, I can't be all bubbly all the time. Like I always say, people have their days. Sometimes you might wake up bubbly. Sometimes you might not want to come to work that day. But professionalism is key.
That's right.
You have to. Hi, hello, and welcome. Even when you're I'm tired, but at the same time, work must go on.
That's
the life
right.
must go on. So how do I navigate through all of that rumble of emotions and then still keep a positive, straight face so that my day goes smooth sail?
Well, first of all, that's where we're teaching it. That's why we're talking about it. For you to become conscious of it.
Okay.
And as you become conscious of it, you start doing things intentionally about it. Some people do not know that they start their day, they set the wrong tone for their day with, using the wrong words. So they don't know. But as we talk about it, you start paying attention to it. Before you know it, you're practicing it. You wake up. It's not such a bubbly day. I mean, all of us have those moods. But then something like, oh, I'm grateful for another day. That's positivity. Instead of, oh, God, I didn't know I'll wake up today. You could say, I'm grateful for today. All right? So you can start making a list of things you would rather say instead of that one that you were saying
Before.
Yes. And so just for the sake of starting properly, and over time what happens is that all through the day remains positive. So you see something, instead of used to say something like, what nonsense is this? I hate this. You're asking yourself, well, what lessons am I to take from this?
Even when it's annoying.
Oh yes, even when it's annoying.
Really?
Or you're even asking yourself, what else could this mean?
Wow.
Some of us just get upset and walk out and we're not pausing. So what else could this mean? Which means you're paying attention to it. So it's important just for us to pay attention to what comes out of our mouth. You also, by the time you achieve some level of perfection with it or mastery, then you have to start helping others pay attention to the things they say. Somebody can say, look at this girl. Something must be wrong with her. Even if nothing is wrong with you. So somebody has seen you and told herself, something was wrong with you. I tell you something, you get close to that person, all the person is going to be seeing is what's wrong with you. Meanwhile, nothing's wrong with you. So, this language thing can be disguised in such a way that people will tell you, I'm being honest, I'm being frank. Frank, think about again what you're saying. You and your frankness.
Think about what you are saying, you and your frankness. Now, looking at this very seriously now, language is a very strong tool, just like what Amara just mentioned. And talking about language, really the odds are there, and you just wonder, how do I suppress this negativity, especially when not just my day, but now relating to Nigerians now. As a country, we say a lot. When it comes to Nigeria, we say a lot. Sometimes negative things that come out of our mouth. Do you think that's why we feel that is where we are at the moment, because we're so negative?
But of course, and that's why we're teaching it. If you keep saying Nigeria is this, Nigeria is that,
Nigeria is that, and then people keep saying that,
appearing to you that way. And the funny thing is, it begins to affect your actions. And that's why we're all like this, because the language you speak literally affects your actions.
Yes,
right?
It does.
So if you ask questions like, how can I help? What will I do? What will I need to do to ameliorate this situation? Oh, what does it take to become the president of Nigeria? How about I become and see what I can change? How about pretending to be a leader where you are, and start doing one little thing after another to change what you can do. All right, and I believe if all of us start doing what we can do where we are, eventually we would have a country that looks like what we want. So yes, our language also affects everything, because it drives your actions. I hate Nigeria. Most likely you eat and throw it from the window because you hate Nigeria. Most likely you won't even keep your house clean because you hate Nigeria.
Really?
Yes. Most likely you will want to cheat because you hate Nigeria. Every opportunity you have to get back at someone, to get your your pound of flesh, get your own share of the national cake because you hate Nigeria, you will maximize that. If you have opportunity to fight on the road, you will do that because you hate Nigeria.
Really?
But if you say to yourself, I'm patriotic, I'm going to do my bit.
Nigeria will be great again.
Yes. So every day you see yourself being patriotic, whether somebody's watching you or not watching you. What you call professionalism is organizations putting rules and regulations to help people work smarter, work better in the work space. Over time, it is expected that you, all of those things are already inculcated in you, and then you start behaving like that because you behave like that over the years. Okay, so that's what the organization's rules and regulations and what we call professionalism does. But if by the time you internalize these things, whether at the workplace somebody's watching over you, the cameras are watching, the systems and processes are watching, but if you internalize all of those things, you discover that whether anybody's watching or not, you are just doing the right thing.
And doing your bit.
You're doing your bit.
All right, now we're going to go on a very quick break. Now, talking about language and what comes out from your mouth. It's a reflection of who you are and the circumstances around you. Now, let us take a deep breath and starting with me first, and let's be positive with what comes out from our mouth, because it is a reflection of who we are and whom we represent. Do not go anywhere. Global Morning continues shortly, and yes, we're still talking about language before we delve into the newspaper review segment. Stay tuned. right, you're welcome back. And if you're just tuning in, this is Global Morning on Global Television, and it's great to be here. And I'm not doing it alone. I'm doing it with Amara Izidinu, and she is a workforce optimization expert. And she's live with me here on Global Television. And we're looking at how language can make or mar your day. We're talking about you as an individual, that positivity that comes out of your mouth, the first thing you do when you wake up, and how it affects the trend of the day. And then we looked at Nigeria, where a lot of us out there, not just, I won't say someone out there, a lot of us tend to speak negative when it comes to Nigeria as a whole, and that is why we are where we are. Even when there are changes, we cannot see it. Even when there are positive light at the end of the tunnel, it doesn't matter how meager it is, but we cannot see it because we have this particular mindset. Our views are set on one particular area, which Nigeria is bad, or the hardship, or things are not moving well. Because we have that in our heads, we cannot see where there is a slight positive lift when it comes to Nigeria. And we're going to relate it now to family. We've mentioned Nigeria, you as an individual, we've mentioned our country, and now to family, and how this particular language can make or mar the children when it comes to issues. Like for a lot of parents, Amara, you tend to speak negativity upon the children, and we do not know the kind of effect this particular language has on our kids. Absolutely. Especially when we call them unwanted names, especially when we say lots of things at the early hours in the morning. There's some, like we said, all kids are not the same. There's some who are fast, there's some who are slow, and you just keep saying negative words when it comes to...
I will say this, words are not just sounds. Words are seeds.
Yes, they are.
I tell you, when you sow them, they germinate. So if you're saying them to your children, first it will be because you've been saying them to yourself. And that's why I always would say you first, because you need to unlearn or uproot some of the words you've sown into your life. And I agree with you, when we talk to our children, sometimes we call it a joke and say, look at you, goat head. Please. It's such an expensive joke. I don't want to play that kind of joke. Not with my child, not with anybody, really. Whether you like it or not, the child is internalizing that. And you will never tell at what point he will say to himself, I'm a goat head. And will start behaving like a goat. He's unconscious of what he's doing. You are unconscious of what's happening. You've forgotten when you sowed that seed. So I would encourage parents, you have to mind your language. You have to be extremely intentional about it. Then it takes us to the school environment. Teachers must mind their language, especially when they are giving reports.
Very important.
At the end of the term, or when parents come for whatever they call it, open house, open day, parents teachers conference, whatever it is, those meetings, you tell a parent about their children. You have to mind what you say. You can say, this boy is bad at math. No, he's not bad at math. He is learning.
Or a slow learner.
That's another label. I will not even call any child a slow learner.
Really?
Yes, that's another language problem. Who told you he's a slow learner? What did you use to measure that? Is there an instrument you use to measure that?
Really?
So you would say he's making efforts. So you're teaching algebra, so you are going to say something like he's making effort towards grasping the topic. So that's language. Even if the child hears it, the child will know that, oh, efforts are required. So the child's focus will be making the effort. The parent hears it, the parent would say, would appreciate the fact that their child is making effort. Because that's what happens with language, is that it takes you to focus on something. All right? So teachers will have to also, you don't say things like, improve next time. That has no meaning. So you want to be specific. What exactly am I improving? Next time, answer 5 questions instead of 4, for example. Next time, put a full stop, make complete sentences instead of phrases. Okay, so your language also, like I said, it directs your actions. So parents, and I'm mentioning teachers because they are another set of people that have some level of rule, some level of influence over our children. So parents, teachers, very important that they mind what they say. But again, you start with yourself before you even go to the child, right? Every day you have a duty. If a child comes to school in the morning and says, oh, I'm tired, you have to encourage a child to say something like, I'm ready to learn. Is there another way you can say this? Oh, what's making you tired this early morning? It's a beautiful day. What are you supposed to do, with a beautiful day? The first thing in the morning of a beautiful day. You're calling the child out of his language issues, and then the child looks at you and says, what am I supposed to say? A beautiful day. What do you think it should bring? Oh, it's going to bring this, bring that, bring that. What are you looking forward to? And the child says it. Then you tell the child, instead of saying, I'm tired, what should I say? The child says, I'm ready for the goodness of the day. Right? So in place of I'm tired,
this goodness,
the child is saying, I'm ready. All right, that's language. But sometimes you're tired this early morning. You're always tired. You're confirming his language. All right, so you're also setting a very bad tone for the day. Trust me, Jumi, language is so powerful.
Yes, it is.
So powerful.
Yes, it is.
And
yes,
I think we should start paying attention to it.
I think we should start paying attention to language. And I think we are all a work in progress.
Absolutely.
Now, for someone out there who will say, oh God, Amara, please don't start with I've been like this, I don't know how I'm going to change. And hey, my kids are used to it. They know it's part of life. Someone out there is saying right now.
That's
because
right.
there are some homes that this is a norm. Like, you can call someone coconut head and the person will like, really? Okay, coconut head.
They don't just even answer that. When you call them coconut head, they give you your own. They will tell you pumpkin
head.
Pumpkin head.
But of course, at the same time, it's very detrimental. Because we have to understand that that's a language, and it could be part and parcel of your life. And
Not could actually. It becomes.
Thank you. You see,
language.
We're learning.
That's right.
And at the same time, looking at this, we have to start with you as an individual, as an adult, before this can actually transcend to the family and then, of course, society where we find ourselves. So we should learn to be patriotic with all of these things that you've said. We must learn to be positive. We must learn our language.
I actually say, think about possibilities instead of the problems.
Okay.
Yes, because staying and dwelling and thinking about the problems definitely will make your language negative. But if you're thinking of possibilities, it helps you to speak the right language.
True.
And when you speak the right language, it has a way of lifting your mood.
Yes, it does.
And when your mood is lifted, you're likely going to produce positive results. Because there's something we call it being in a positive, a resourceful state. When you are in a resourceful state, which means a positive state, you are likely to be productive.
Exactly. I want to say add value.
That's right. You're likely to add value, to be productive, to optimize. But if you're in a negative state, nothing
comes out.
Nothing good really comes out. Yes.
And that's very true. Once you're positive, everything around you just has answers.
Yes.
But once you're negative, no answers, no solutions.
Now remember that negativity doesn't mean that you're angry. You can be angry and be resourceful. All right. So you're asking yourself, what's making me angry? Versus, I'm angry. Why am I angry with this? Or about this? Because anger is an emotion, and it's supposed to tell you, it's sending signals to you. You're supposed to pay attention to that signal. Why does this offend me? Somewhere in your unconscious state, that thing that is happening is conflicting with something that has been sown in you or programmed in you many years that you don't know about.
Really?
Absolutely. That's why you're getting angry. And so if you paid attention and start asking, why is this offending me? You will likely get the answers. All right? So one of the ways your language can change is by pausing. Don't be in a haste to answer back. don't be in a haste to drop it. You know how some people would say, I give it hot, I return it fire for fire.
Hot.
That's right. There'll be no need for that. You have to pause. You have to think about it. You have to choose what to say from the options that you have. You know, some people would say this comes with age and maturity. Yes. But it also comes with knowledge. So if you get the right knowledge in time and start practicing, it helps you, start early.
You know, every time you come, I always, this well of wisdom of yours, like, I always pick something out of it. But really, I like the fact that you said you have to search within, you have to pause.
That's right.
Sit back and, why am I so offended?
Correct.
Why is there a trigger? First of all, you have to self-cancel yourself.
Absolutely.
Before you seek one out there. You have to be sure that there is a problem. And how do I fix this problem? It starts with that positive light that comes with all of that encompass.
That's right.
Now, looking at this critically, language is a very powerful tool. What comes out of your mouth can either make or mar you. Not just you, but the individuals all around you, right, Amara? So we should learn to be positive, and we should learn and mind our language in order to push forward. It's a nod that just gives us that, okay, you're doing so well. Because once you have a language that doesn't sync with who you are or what you're doing, there's nothing good that will come out of whatever you do. You always see it as bad.
It's impossible, correct. And this is why some managers will gather their team every day early in the morning, and the first thing they say to them are positive things. Today we will win. Can you repeat after me? Today we will win. Some people just think they are mere words of affirmation, but they'll be beyond that, because the person is teaching people how to use proper language. If I were the president of Nigeria today, because of the state of the nation, honestly, every morning I will be on television and say to everybody, Nigeria will be great again. Today is a good day to make Nigeria great again. Something positive to Nigerians.
And really, what you listen to actually makes you.
Absolutely.
So when you keep listening to words, positive words,
correct,
you become that. You become positive. I've learned that. That's why, me, it's a go-to for me. I'm very all about, for everyone that knows. That is it. I am like that individual that just sparks the room. I'm very positive. I don't like negativity, because I feel it just affects everything around you. You just become negative. You just become, it's a shadow of its own. And believe me, I don't want to part of that.
There's nothing positive about being negative. It's like a dungeon.
Yes, it is.
And even when people are in, let me use this analogy, you are in a shithole. Over time, you don't even get to smell anything happening there.
Really?
Yes. So someone puts you in a stinking place. Over time, you don't see it as stinking. It becomes your way of life. All right. So the people who have indulged themselves in negativity don't understand, don't realize that
the impact.
They don't at all. So, and if you want to get them out, there's struggle, serious struggle. They will say things like, "Oh, Amara, please leave me alone. I'm
fine."
So you have to do it over time. And it has to be gradual.
Yes.
All right. So that's it.
All right. And now I always reflect to individuals who are in this particular circumstance. Yes, some of you are there. That's always thinking that the world is not a good place, or Nigeria is bad, or individuals around you are irritable and all of that. But calm down, take a deep breath. This particular exercise starts with you. Remember, words are powerful, and they can make you, or at the same time mirror you. So you have to be careful, and you have to choose. Really, you are alive to make a better impact for yourself and the people around you. So wherever you find yourself, whether deep within yourself, your inner man, or family space, or in life of your children, your workplace environment, be positive.
Absolutely.
Really, it rubs up on people. It does. It rubs up. Really, it rubs on people. Really, and it becomes a thread to be happy. It makes you happy in the world of chaos. Even when there is chaos and you're positive, you will be happy, and it gives you that self of belonging to keep moving and budging forward. Amara, is it the new?
That's right, Julia.
Of course, she is a workforce optimization expert. Got you again.
That's right.
I just want to be on Global Morning, and thank you so much, Amara.
It's a pleasure. It's always a pleasure.
It's always mind blowing to have you here.
Same here.
Oh. All right, now this is the first segment of Global Morning. Let's quickly dash into the newspaper review segment and see what the headlines have in stock for us. Do not go anywhere. It's Global Morning. Stay tuned. Alright, you're welcome back, and it is the newspaper review segment on Global Morning on Global Television. And we just spoke about language, and there's a big smile on my face because I just said something, and we're starting positive when it comes to language and how we can make or mar you. Now, the newspaper review segment, we're going to start with the Sunday Times. And the star story there says, Padi Eze Allah, editorial board chairman of Daily Times, passes on. Very sad story there, but may his soul rest in perfect peace. And that's the story on the Sunday Times. Now, next is the Sunday Tribune, and above the name mast, it says, tension mounts in Oyo APC over selection of delegates for primary. And you can find that read on page 7. And besides that, it says, Ifon Ilobu crisis, Adeleke relaxes curfew, commends affected traditional rulers, and that you will find on page 5. I'm sure the traditional rulers are trying as much as possible to douse the issues that is ongoing in that particular state. And the star story reads, it says, APC neck presidency in dilemma over Ganduje's successor. And we have 4 riders there, and it says governors divided over NWC, Senator Almakura, Darie, Jiman are contenders. And here it says Humanitarian Affairs Minister Yalwada may join race, okay? Former Nassau governor may lose out to religious consideration. And below all of that, it says Southwest SDP distances itself from coalition. And you will find that read on page 26. And here it says prime suspect in murder of AAUA student dies in police custody. And that you will find on page 5. Global fertility rates declining, IMF warns of future consequences, and that you will find on page 9 and 10. Now, at the foot of the Sunday Tribune, it says, two Osun senators, ex-postmen in Ekiti, quit PDP. And that's on page 4. Constitution Review, it says, Sanwo-Olu demands special status for Lagos. And that read you will find on page 2 and 7. So please go out and get yourself a copy and see what that is all about. Next is the Nation Sunday. And above the nameplate it says, Presidency, ADC exploiting Buhari's death for relevance. Okay. And the writer reads, says, party dancing on late president's grave. And that you will find on page 5. And now to Osun, it says here, no cause for alarm over Adeleke's rumored defection to APC, and that's from Oyebamiji. And the writer reads, Senators Fadi Osun dump PDP, and that you will find on page 10. Now the star story on the Nation Sunday, it reads, EFCC probing 18 sitting governors, says Olu Koyede. And the writer reads how ex-governor calls stare spraying pound sterling at London party. Okay. And below that it says prime suspect in murder of varsity student develops strange illness, dies in hospital. AAUA student demand his corpse. And that you will find on page 2. Now it says Awujala Ifa council set for legal showdown with Ogun, Adetona's family, and that is on page 2. And now at the foot of the Nation Sunday it says FAAC pays out highest monthly allocation of 1.8 trillion naira. Now to find out what that is all about, you have to go pick up yourself the Nation Sunday and be well abreast with the issues making round. Next we have the Sunday Telegraph. And above the nameplate it says Presidency, ADC cross decency lines, dancing on Buhari's grave. And that's on page 3. And the writer reads, you can't win northern sympathy with tokenism, says opposition party. MPC members ask federal government to revisit 2025 budget parameters, and that you'll find on page 7. Now the star story on the Sunday Telegraph says Constitution Review, Imo, Abia governors disagree on new state. We have 3 riders there, and it says Uzodinma, we need more. OT, it will be burdensome. And it says accord Lagos special status and list 337 local LCDAs, Sanwo-Olu tells NAS. Now the star story there says Sheikh Ahmed Gumi interview, why insecurity persists in Nigeria. And we have 3 riders there. What Buhari Tinubu got wrong. Military can't defend herders in bushes. America, foreign interest behind crisis. Okay. FAAC FG states local government share 1.82 trillion naira. That's in June revenue, and that's on page 3. Now defections, PDP banks on Wednesday's NEC meeting to rebound. Now the writer reads sends letter to NEC, and that's on page 5. And below all of that is a picture of Peter Obi, and it says police abort Kaduna rally as obedience mark Obi's 64th birthday. And that's on page 5, and the writer reads Usman, his flicker of hope in a nation adrift. And it says here AAUA killing, prime suspect dies in police custody, and that you will find on page 6 of the Sunday Telegraph. Next is Sunday Punch, giving us some very punchy headlines there. And above that it says federal government states delay 130,000 forest guards recruitment amid rising killing. And it says Nigerians will appreciate Buhari more now in death. That's ex-SSA Bashir. And it says ex-president served himself, not Nigeria. And that's from Shore. Okay. And that read is on page 8. Now, beside the Punch newspaper there, it says, okay, let's just go to the Star story there. It says 4,000 CNG trucks, tanker drivers panic as Dangote marketers tighten distribution deal. And the Star story there says NETO NOGASA plan emergency meeting over looming job losses. Petron tax deal, Greek gift warns against monopoly. And of course, that's a picture of the president, another person than President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, and it says presidency opposition in war of words over Buhari's burial, and that you will find on page 6. Local government autonomy unrealistic, says Fashola, and that's on page 5. Nigeria's public debt may hit 160 trillion naira by December, and that's on page 4, and that's from a report. Here it says monument of waste, 41 billion naira Akwa Ibom specialist hospital with rotten facilities, and that read you will find on page 16 and 17. And the next says how abductors raped, murdered, his 19-year-old daughter, and that's from a cleric. Very sad. And here it says Nigerians export $1.34 billion crude oil to US in 5 months. And that's all the news headlines on the Sunday Punch. Please go out and get yourself a copy and be well abreast with the news making rounds. And that's all the papers on the newspaper reviews segment. Remember, these are all editorial judgments, not any of Global Television. So go out and get yourself a copy, flip through the pages, and be well abreast with issues making round. Let's go on a very quick break. Global Morning continues in a jiffy. Stay tuned.
Is your top morning show here on Global Television.
We bring you fresh news updates daily while delving into a variety of current affairs and topics.
And at the same time, keeping you well informed about important events, both national and international.
Global Morning serves as a valuable source of information, helping viewers like you start your day well informed.
Stay connected from Monday through Sunday to a wide range of latest news making rounds on Global Morning.
We're on the road to protest.
And the president meets all of our demands.
This is Global Morning.
Alright, you're welcome back from the newspaper review segment. Hope, well, when it comes to news making headlines, go and get yourself a copy of the national dailies to be well abreast. Now, we're back and we're better now. So, reflecting back on the area discuss of the day, talking about language and how it affects an individual and how the individual thinks. Well, it's very important that we put it into consideration. And Amara has said a lot when it comes to that. Language can either make or mar you. And at the same time, of course, it's very important that we should learn to be positive as an individual, as a nation, with a lot of things going on at the moment. But remember, positivity All right, apologies for that very quick break, and we're back and we're better now. And now talking about language and how it actually makes or mar you as an individual. It's something that we should think within. It's the healing starts with us first as an individual. You have to sit down and understand why you're so upset. Yes, I know the economy can be annoying and all of that, but what you say from your mouth, it just gives you a brighter and bigger future. When you say, no, this economy is not bad, even if it looks that way, but things are going to be all right. Nigeria will be great again. You know why it's important to say Nigeria is going to be great again? Is because you're here now. You're not in America. You're not in Canada. You're not in London. You're in Nigeria. So if it's bad, if you keep saying Nigeria is going to be bad, don't think it's just Nigeria. It's going to affect you also. It's going to affect everything that concerns you, from your means of livelihood to shelter to food to transportation, and all of that encompass. So when you say Nigeria will be great again, that means when it comes to employment opportunities, it's going to be great again. When you say Nigeria will be good again, when it comes to you as an individual, your life will also be good, because your surroundings, your environment affects you, affects your persona. So it's very important that we understand all of this and try as much as possible to, make the best when it comes to our utterances, especially our language and how we start the day as an individual, as a family, as a society. We should try as much as possible to be positive in the light of chaos, in the light of economic hardship, in the light of all of these things which we all know. But how to be better and how to show positivity is key. Remember, language is a very powerful tool. You might be saying, I just said they are mere words. No, they are not. They are powerful, and they're like seed that can grow, germinate into something much more bigger than what you say. So either you say words that are of hope, that can germinate into something of greater good, or words that are not in sync with your life as an individual that can cause chaos all around. So it's better, let's stick with the positive light and try as much as possible to speak words of hope, words of encouragement. Very important. And at this point, this is where I draw the curtains on Global Morning this beautiful Sunday morning. Hope you're having fun, relax, remember, eat healthy, and you don't have to have so much money to eat a healthy and balanced diet. You can just, vegetables and all of that. Exercise, very important. And as a woman out there, try as much as possible to find yourself so you can be happy. It's very important that finding yourself, do something. Go back to school, read a book, do something, learn how to sew, knit, do something, and in all, you will be fine. All right. And with all of that, thank you all so much for being a part of the program Global Morning with me this beautiful Sunday morning. Have an amazing day ahead. I am Jumai Mansin, and at this point, I will say